Hello and welcome to Lakerland, where you hear some thoughts from some Laker fans. Alongside of me is my left-hand man, Matt. What it do?
What's cool? What's cool?
Forgot to introduce myself. My name is Christian, of course, the basically host for the evening. And Matt, man, the season, it's official. It's back.
Uh,
Last time we did the recording talking about if the season was going to be back or not is back. We got the report during one of our last videos, but that had nothing to do with the actual season being among us. And also, we didn't get the details. The details now completely flow through for the most part. We're getting a December 22nd restart, a few days before Christmas. No schedules or anything yet. But what they did release is some of the salary cap information, which when it comes to building a championship roster, or not necessarily rebuilding, but continue a championship roster, that's important news. So I don't know if you're a capologist. I'm definitely not.
No, definitely not. No. I'm not even going to cap. I don't know.
Bro, I really watched a bunch of videos trying to get the whole breakdown and, can we do this, and that. I'm still 100% clueless. I have no idea what any of this means.
All I know is, for real, we get what we get, and we might get upset. That's just what it is.
Yeah, so ultimately the cap, that never mattered because we were going to be over it regardless. That's just like, you know how that number usually goes. The only teams that really got money are like the bottom feeders, the Hawks, the Knicks, the Hornets, teams like that, teams that we don't got to be concerned about.
Word.
As far as us, what mattered was the hard cap, which is essentially from the 25 videos I watched. It's essentially what you can – it's the number that once you go up to that, if you pass that, now you have to start paying the tax money. And that's when the owners never want because they don't want to pay that $60 million in taxes.
Right.
So the hard cap, as far as that goes, it didn't change coming into this year, which it usually goes up by a certain percentage. So in that sense, the Lakers kind of might be missing out on something that they could have had before. But at the end of the day, I ain't tripping too much about that. I trusted my man Rob. I don't think the free agent market was our market to begin with. It might be the trade market.
Well, it's definitely always like the trade market just because we always knew we had some people we wanted to trade. You know what I'm saying? We knew that coming into the offseason, like, all right, going into the next season, we have a couple pieces that we're willing to get off, you know what I'm saying, and get some pieces back because we knew we were probably not going to have a couple people to re-sign, so it wasn't going to be the exact same team. So if we were really going to pick up some pieces, might as well ship a couple off too because, you know what I'm saying, there's some dead weight. Not going to name no names, but some dead weight.
People, you say, huh? I wonder who that can be. I don't know. You're not talking about a certain guy with a haircut. It's like a faux hawk, and he's a grown man. You're not him, right?
Daniel.
About
Daniel. No, I mean it's already out there. It's already out there. They're shopping Kuz. They're shopping Daniel Green, and I mean it's not like it's unexpected. I'm pretty sure they expected it too.
What's funny is, and let's get into our first topic of the day, our real topic of the day. What's funny is when we talked about the free agents and trade targets in that one video, I said, and I'm pretty sure almost my exact words, I said, it's a long shot. I just thought about it now. But what about the name Demar Derozan? And I said, the more I hear it, the more I like it. And today, as we're recording this on November 12th, news broke out from The Ringer, Bill Simmons' podcast or his company, whatever it may be at this point, broke out that the Lakers are currently looking to possibly get DeMar DeRozan at the cost of one Danny Green, one Kyle Kuzma. That's just, the main details. They might be, more additions somewhere else. The matches don't add up just with those two people alone. So you would assume there's some more people in the hemisphere. What happened?
I heard the Lakers wanted more.
How many more is the real question, bro?
No, that's really a wild statement, bro. They said, we need more than that.
So We talked about it before, and I think I kind of sweet talked you into liking this idea. What do you like of the idea of DeMar DeRozan possibly being a Los Angeles Laker going into the 2020-21 season?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's sweet at all. I think Popovich is willing to shake. He's really throwing hand, you know what I'm saying, over DeMar. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be sweet. So it's definitely got to be some pieces thrown around. But, I mean, I don't mind anything, bro, because when I first think about it, it don't really fit well to me. It don't. Just thinking about it, because it was the same issue we had with B.I. and Brown being on the same team. Feel me?
Okay.
That's kind of the same reason why we kept Kuz and shipped B.I. But thinking about it now, it's like it's not really a loss because just getting rid of Kuz and Daniel Green is probably just going to be the positive regardless of the situation. Feel me?
Yeah.
Even if we don't keep DeMar DeRozan, it's like getting rid of them is kind of just like, all right, roster looking better already. No offense. I fucks with them like the long way, but I'm just thinking about the season.
I mean, so I said it before, I'll say it again. I'm a fan of Kyle Kuzma. I'm not a fan of Daniel Green. It is what it is. I think Danny Green is literally out there most of the days as dead weight. Kyle Kuzma, after watching him in the playoffs, I'm kind of like, I don't think you're going to contribute to us when it actually matters. And it's
he
not,
might, but
it's not to his detriment, really. He just can't play with the Lakers. So you said the fact that
I don't know.
it's like a BI situation, right? The thing is, I know when it comes down to it, BI can get a bucket. When it comes down to it, I don't know if Kyle Kuzma can get a bucket.
Yeah, because think about it, bro. This is why I feel like if we're gonna replace him with anybody, DeMar DeRozan is type perfect in a way because at least you know he's efficient buckets. Feel me? Like he gets to his spot, and it might be predictable, but it's efficient. Like he gets consistent buckets. Kyle Kuzma, I feel like he hasn't really figured out his real lane because at first he was playing a different style, then he adapted when Brown came to a different type of style. So it's like he's still trying to figure out where he can consistently score. He hasn't figured that out yet. And I don't want to keep just waiting around for him to figure it out. So, this DeMar, he knows what he's doing. He's a vet. He's been scoring a long time. So
yeah, I meant to actually pull up his age. I pulled up hhis contract, so we're ready. He's 31 years old. Just so happens to be from Compton, California. How convenient. Just saying. But 31 years old. Not young by any means, but he's not the oldest. He's not a Paul Millsap, and I know you got beef with Paul Millsap. But where I stand with this trade is I absolutely love it. And I know, and I actually seen a lot more criticism than what I thought I'll actually see. I don't think people realize that DeMar DeRozan, maybe not right now, maybe not in the Western Conference, but he's an all-star caliber player. You can't say that DeMar DeRozan isn't better than Victor Oladipo because I believe he is. You can't say, yes, Zach LaVine is a great player. He's a hell of a player. Who's more reliable, him or DeMar DeRozan? As great as Zach LaVine is, he's scoring 25 on a Chicago Bulls team with nobody to get a bucket. Plus, yes, he's young, which is cool, but that youth comes with inexperience. So trading for somebody who's a bucket, DeMar DeRozan, and yes, he does not space the floor, which is that's a valid concern. That's a valid complaint. But the thing is, Frank Vogel has the power to make it work. Rob Pelinka has the power to grab a bunch of shooters and surround them and make it work. We had JaVale McGee clog the paint last year for us, or Dwight Howard all season, right? We didn't play AD much at the 5 all year, maybe for the 8 minutes a game, and that was it. Once AD is at the 5, the space clears up. With DeMar DeRozan on the court or not, the space will clear up once AD is at the 5. If Rob Pelinka gets DeMar DeRozan and gets a free agent center that can stretch the floor, we don't have to worry about what would have been JaVale McGee, what would have been Dwight Howard. If that goes from them to DeMar DeRozan, I trust DeMar DeRozan to get more buckets than a JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard. I don't know if I'm making sense, But
No, it makes sense because
the
that means
spacing will be fixed as long as we get a center that can shoot a three. We didn't have that.
that's true. But then, what do you also think about getting Demar to adapt to shooting threes as a form of our game plan, stretching the floor? Because it's not like he can't shoot. It's just that he hasn't really. That's not his shot to take. And you
So
know they're gonna get him a lethal shooter. That's regular routine for the Lakers. They're gonna get him a lethal shooter. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna set him up for failure the first like couple months of the season, and he
so
might figure it
I
out later on. We
I
don't
do
know.
not trust Lethal. I'm gonna be honest. I never trust Lethal shooter,
Shout out
but
lethal shooter.
I do trust Phil Handy. And I'm not gonna say DeMar DeRozan can learn to shoot a 3-pointer. I don't know how chopped his 3-pointer is. I know he went for under 1 attempt a game last season. I know that. But at the end of the day, if you can make a mid-range jumper at a 60% clip damn near, what's to say you can't take not four, maybe 3 steps back and make a 3-pointer? Like, it might not be too much out of the reality. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. It's possible, bro. I don't know. I just feel like nobody, especially with Pop, even really thought to push him to that. You know what I'm saying? They always want to keep him in his comfort zone. So, I mean, we'll see. I don't know. It
But
might not even come to the Lakers.
yeah, he might not. I just have a problem with people complaining. I mean, first of all, you're complaining about a trade rumor, and we can't act like
People was
DeMar
vouching for
DeRozan.
Daniel Green.
I'm sorry?
People were vouching for Daniel Green. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
They said like we
you sent
couldn't
me
give
that
up.
tweet.
I couldn't believe it. Like what?
That was another thing I saw.
What is it?
And maybe I'm just a Lakers stan and I'm going to defend anything they do and I like any idea. But, bro, Danny – and somebody said that DeMar DeRozan doesn't play better defense than Danny Green. Maybe he's not a better defender, but I didn't see much of Danny Green that DeMar DeRozan couldn't do.
Bro, he would literally just have – bro, honestly, Danny Green should never get the good defender stance ever again, bro, ever, because he's really terrible. He's bad. He can't play defense. Like, he gets fouled. He reaches fouls all the time because they blow right past him. Like, he really just gets, like, sneaky blocks here and there, but, bro, he really can't play defense for nothing. So I don't understand the whole perimeter defense thing. First of all, we still have Avery Bradley. Do we not?
Yeah.
All right, so getting rid of Danny Green, what is that doing? Getting rid of Kuzma, what is that doing? Kuzma, he tries, but you know what I'm saying, he don't have it. So,
And not for nothing, DeMar DeRozan, at least in my mind, he feels a lot bigger than Danny Green.
well, that's what I would think too. That's exactly what I'm thinking. At least it's like a bigger body there. That's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like he feels more like a 3 than DG would feel.
Of course, he's more
So
like you. I could see him at a 4 position sometimes too, type shit.
let me see how tall this bull is. That is open right here. How this got everything except his height? But
He's
yeah,
like 6'2".
yeah, I would imagine. The last thing I want to talk about is from this trade, 6'6". So the last thing I want to talk about from this trade is his contract situation. So this would be the last year of his contract. I do not. I was hoping it'll kind of be 2 years so we can at least have that locked into the next offseason, where the next offseason is after looking at it with you the last episode or 2 episodes ago, I'm not really too sold on next offseason like everybody else is. I think that next offseason afterwards is the money, whether it's CP3, whether it is, and granted CP3 is an older guy by now, or whether it's some of the rookies that are going to be coming off of their contract and whatnot. I feel like that next offseason is the one. So I don't quite know what the numbers would be once we get DeRozan and if we'll lock him up the year after. But that's all, future references. My thing with DeMar DeRozan, man, and I said it on the first time we recorded with the trade options and the free agent options, we saw Avery Bradley look like a star at times in the pick and roll with Anthony Davis. What do you think DeMar DeRozan would do with Anthony Davis setting him that trash-ass slip screen? It'll be fire. Buckets every time.
It's just kind of hard to imagine DeMar really in that pick and roll situation, especially with AD. I just see like For some reason, every time I just think of DeMar scoring, I just see him on the island. You feel me? Just working. That's just like his play style, mid range.
Well, I think you don't see him as a pick and roll player because he's not a point guard, but he would chew us up in the pick and roll with LaMarcus Aldridge every time when we were playing, man. Every time.
okay.
And it was mostly because, that's his mid-range game. And that's what I'm saying. Avery Bradley would hunt for those mid-range shots, and I love Avery Bradley to death. I love his defense. His shooting sometimes is a little off par. DeMar DeRozan, I don't got to worry about that. Also, I don't got to worry about who will be the third scorer. Some nights we were like, bro, nobody else can get in the bucket. Nobody else can get in the basket. We got to rely on DG going off. Yeah, man. So I'm all for this trade, and I know Popovich is Popovich. He probably won't do nothing. But hey, Pop, listen, you better be out the league anyways. Swing us, a Patty Mills or a Derek White. Swing us one of your shooters. If you give me Patty Mills, bro.
I said Patty Mills. I'm cool one of the shooters, but not Patty Mills.
You wouldn't want Patty, bro? You cool on Patty?
I'm calling Patty, bro.
What? Nah, man. If you swing me a Patty Mills, that's like, chef's kiss, bro. I'm good.
I'm cool on Patty Mills.
You cool on? All right, man. Well, how about this? Would you want to trade for another point guard on the market? I don't know if you heard the rumors, but it is circulating. Russell Westbrook is looking for a new home.
What's the next topic, though?
Russell Westbrook looking for a new home is the topic, bro. The Houston, it's like the Roman Empire fell in one day, man.
Wait, real quick, you're not talking about him coming to the Lakers, though, right?
I'm not. I don't think that'll ever happen. I wouldn't want that to ever happen.
I'm just making sure that's not what we're discussing because we just be wasting time. Feel me?
I wanna switch off the Lakers.
Shout out Westbrook. I think it's his birthday right now.
It is, so let's bash him. All right, man. I mean, let's get off the Lakers stuff for a minute, but this does have to kind of do with the Lakers, Houston Rockets, in our conference and whatnot. It looks like that small ball, the Houston Rockets dynasty that lasted a whole year is over.
I mean, I could have called that, though. I could have called that, bro. It just seemed like a recipe for disaster. I mean, how long did you really think D'Antoni or Harden was going to work? And then they threw in another pretty much Harden, Russell Westbrook into the mix, making it more like of a disaster. He like just transforms the whole play style into the small ball thing with PJ Tucker at the center. Get bodied by us in the playoffs embarrassingly. Like, it was bad. Like, Westbrook especially, like, it was bad, bro. Shout out Westbrook. Happy birthday. But, you know what I'm saying? It was bad, bro. So it's like, I know they just left thinking, like, damn, everything has to go. Like, D'Antoni left. Now Westbrook went out. I'm not even going to be too surprised if Harden don't even want to stay there no more, bro. Something happens with that. They might just blow the whole thing. But it feels like nobody's, like, really with it no more. That's what it feels like to me.
So we actually covered part of this last time, too. Obviously, before all the news broke, some of the news includes, Westbrook obviously wanting out, requesting a trade. That's the most shocking one. But even down to the reports of Austin Rivers. Did you see the one with Austin Rivers, bro?
Nah, put me on, bro.
Austin, apparently, so it was a whole Athletic article, right? From the Athletic, Shams and all of them. And apparently Austin Rivers felt some type of way because during one of the games in the playoffs, Harden missed a free throw and blamed Austin Rivers for distracting him. And Austin Rivers was on the sideline. And James Harden was trying to put it on him for why he missed the free throw.
Wait, so how'd that get out?
I don't know, bro. I don't know who was the
I know the story.
I don't know who's the rat in the locker room. I don't know if Austin Rivers. Apparently, Austin Rivers isn't happy.
He's not happy because of that. So he wants out.
I think he said something about I'll pull up the. I wish I could pull up the whole article, but it's a subscription thing. Let me see. Let me see if I could.
So he wants out of Houston, though?
The The first thing I look at when I type in Austin Rivers and James Harden, it's a video and it says Austin Rivers apologizes to James Harden for preventing a triple-double.
Oh no, I remember that, son. I remember
Oh my
that.
God.
Nah, he was on some dickhead shit though. I think he was supposed to like let him get a rebound or some shit like that.
That is hilarious. All right, I can't find it when I type it into to Google. Let me pull up the John. Oh my God. But yeah, that was one of the stories that had me absolutely weak. Let me see if oh my God.
Man.
Okay, this is it. So let me see. Not this. There we go.
Wait, so what's the
Okay.
story?
Yeah, no. There's 6 slides full. So there was that thing with Austin Rivers, and then he was also unhappy with his inconsistent playing time and utilization this season. Daniel House wasn't pleased with his usage and involvement in the Rockets' offense. Eric Gordon was not pleased with his role and importance of the Rockets this season. PJ Tucker has been irate over his contract situation with the Rockets, believe he is worthy of a raise. And then after a loss to Portland, Russ told teammates what to fix in order to improve. Harden wasn't as receptive to the criticism as other teammates. So it's a bunch of things like that. Austin Rivers is upset because Harden yelled at him on the sidelines. PJ Tucker's upset because he had to guard Anthony Davis for 30 minutes a game. Daniel House is so mad that he ruined the Hot Rocket season by inviting one of the bubble girls to his hotel room.
Bro, he ruined the whole thing. That was all on him, bro. He was the key. He knew that.
Eric Gordon is tight. I don't even know why he's tight. He was injured the whole season.
Eric Gordon is tight, bro.
I don't know, bro. The Rockets is falling apart, and it's just hilarious.
No, it's mad jokes, but I mean, it's whatever, bro. There was never really a threat,
So I guess my question is, I mean, yeah, I think Rockets are out of the conversation for next year, unless they trade Russell Westbrook for some type of star. I don't know if they can do that. His contract is insane. Is there any locations you think Russell Westbrook might fit in, or like it might be a win-win scenario for the Rockets?
Bro, the only thing that really just makes sense is the New York, Knicks. New York Knicks, you know what I'm saying? I was about to say trash, my fault.
Nah, it's a slip up. That happens to me too, my fault.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to do that, but it just makes sense because it's like, all right, get him there and just let him ball out for New York. Maybe make it a little more attractive for other players to get there because they're having some troubles, bro. But I mean, I don't know if getting Russell Westbrook makes your team more attractive because I don't know if people want to play with him per se. But I mean, I don't know. Just thinking of him going to any other team, who's really willing to pick up that contract? It's gonna take me a while to think about it, bro. Just thinking about it, it's gonna take like maybe Orlando, maybe. I think we'll like it in Florida.
I mean, Daniel House liked it in Florida. He invited the bubble girls.
That's what I'm saying. So maybe Orlando. I don't know.
Bro, first of all, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. The only place for Russell Westbrook might be the Knicks.
It might be the Knicks, bro. But yo, what do you think about this though? This would be a fire idea.
Happy birthday, Russell, by the way.
What if he stay in Texas? Yeah, happy birthday. What if he stay in Texas and plays for Pop? That would be tight. Fire.
Yeah, and who are the Spurs going to trade for that? I can maybe
They can get into a 3-way trade with the Lakers. You know what I'm saying?
Now, bro, and it's funny too because the only contract that is as bad as Russell Westbrook is CP3.
Yeah.
And it's like they can't do that.
This CP3, I would pick him up though. At least he's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. Westbrook is just like a Cancer. Happy birthday though, Westbrook, for real.
No, that's come on, bro. You know he's a Scorpio.
Oh yeah, my fault. He might be.
Come on, son.
No, well, not actually. Yeah, you're right. He is because it's November. That's a good catch. He's not a Cancer.
No better than that. Happy birthday.
I'm not an astrology guy. My fault. So the Knicks is an option. You know, the Hornets, I heard they became maybe the top suitors right now. That might be nasty, you know, Russell Westbrook and Charlotte.
Like, I don't even want to make it seem like I'm making fun of him. Oh, bro, happy birthday. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? I hope you get the best situation for you. It's looking rough right now, bro, in terms of where to go. Because, like, for a good team,
I don't know
you
why
might as
he
well just
would.
look for a good little thing in Texas.
I don't know why he would request a trade. To be honest with you, you're not going to win nowhere else. You might have a puncher's chance in Houston.
At least like, you'd want to play where you're comfortable to play at. I feel that. Like, he said, what? He said one of the spots was Milwaukee, bro. Do you think that's realistic? Milwaukee needs to change something. So maybe they look at it like, maybe we add Westbrook. We did something, right?
Bro, if you put Westbrook and Giannis at the same team, on the same team, that's the same player except, you know, a lot shorter.
Mm.
If you want to talk about bad spacing, Christ, that would be awful.
Yeah, that's OD. That's OD.
The only thing I could think of that he might be able to go to a legit team.
I hope he goes to the Clippers.
Oh, there was talks about that. You know what, bro? I'll sit back and I'll watch it happen. I'll root for that one.
I hope he goes to the Clippers, bro. That would be amazing.
That'd be three people that can't play in a final game 7 anymore. But beyond the point, the only one that I could see as a possible threat is the Miami Heat. I feel like they, especially because the Heat got a ton of shooters, surrounding Westbrook with a bunch of shooters like that might work out.
Just putting him in another Houston.
No, not by any means. The Heat culture is a lot different, and also I do
What is he gonna
believe.
do with Russell Westbrook though? It's the same thing D'Antoni had to figure out. Like, I got this guy, I got some shooters, now I got Russell Westbrook. What I'm gonna do with him?
What do you? I mean, there's a lot you could. He's a point guard, and the Heat's point guard right now is Goran Dragic. They'll flip Goran Dragic, sign and trade, hand him to Houston with, you know, 1 or 2 players.
I don't see that at all.
The only thing why I don't see Heat doing it, I feel like Heat would have done it any other year, except that they confidently believe Giannis is coming, and they can't do it with Russell Westbrook on their squad.
Yeah, so regardless, it's slow. It's looking slow. New York. It's looking real cold right now. You know what I'm saying? Bubble jacket, Moncleasy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bundle up there. That's my advice to you. I'm saying happy birthday.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess just cap it off like that. Happy birthday, Westbrook. We hope you're having a great day, but celebrate now while you can, bro. It's about to be bad for you. I mean, he might enjoy New York. He might enjoy New York.
Bro. It's the Big Apple. You know what I'm saying? The fast life. He gonna love it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're just not gonna win nothing. He wasn't gonna win nothing anyways. You might as well.
Who knows, man? Who knows? Why not?
Oh man.
As he always says.
Maybe you want to sign, bro. Real quick, I want to cover something. We just covered it earlier. Something just came out a few hours ago. Well, it was actually a clip brought up from a month ago, and it was Demar Derozan on the JJ Redick podcast, and he said, and I quote, "I can shoot threes. Stop saying I can't shoot them just because I don't shoot them. I can shoot threes."
Watch Frank be the one, because Frank up here with it. Frank gonna be the one, bro.
I'm just saying, when we get DeMar DeRozan shooting 40% from the three-point line, just know it's not lethal shooter. It's Phil Handy.
Think about it. DeMar never played with somebody like LeBron. LeBron gonna find you on the perimeter regardless, bro. He was finding JaVale from 3 sometimes just because he was open. He was there, like.
And not for nothing, bro. Did Danny Green make a lot of threes?
During the season, it was okay. I'm not gonna act like it was always trash. You know what I'm saying? It was really terrible in the playoffs. Like, it was bad. It was garbage. Like, I never want to see it again. But I'm not gonna act like he was the most worst shooter of all time during the season, because he was okay. It was decent. Like, I would depend on him to at least give us 2 threes a game, at least, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a reliable jump shot, as we can see in the playoffs. So that's all I really care about. So, I mean, it's not really a loss regardless for us getting rid of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the loss is nothing. I think DeMar DeRozan is our best trading option by far, bar none. When you talk about Zach LaVine, Oladipo, DeMar
I mean,
DeRozan. I mean,
Zach LaVine,
I don't think Zach LaVine's the option. My apologies. Oladipo, DeMar DeRozan, Dennis Schroeder. You know, we'll talk about these later. For now, let's go and get into more NBA news, man. This is the time of the year. The trades might open up as soon as like 3 days, bro. So we're gonna be active. We're gonna be on top of it. I hope you got the notifications on because I do. But I want to talk about some more rumors we're hearing, especially with the draft approaching. It looks like the Warriors, they're fighting to see who can trade that pick fastest. Do you see the Wolves possibly trading that pick and I don't know, somebody else? They might have a few small assets, few major picks, and maybe they can get another star? You think maybe they can get, I wouldn't get a Russell Westbrook, but like maybe get one of those
they can get it.
maybe Zach LaVine was a
They can get
Timberwolf
it.
before. Zach LaVine was a Timberwolf.
I can see them. I can see them getting them back.
But you think the
I can
Wolves
see that.
have enough to possibly get a star, and that puts them in the playoff picture? You know, Karl-Anthony Towns been in the season for some time. D'Lo a little more seasoned. Could they be a problem, or are they just out the window?
They could definitely, if not get a star, they can get some valuable pieces. They could definitely get somebody like a Dennis Schroeder. They could definitely get somebody. You know what I'm saying, the people that we're looking at, they can get too. But doesn't make them a threat. Never really saw them as a threat, even when they had D'Lo and Cat. So they're gonna have to do a lot more than that. Probably like get a new coach, maybe. You know what I'm saying, figure something out. But I don't really see them doing any real damage.
I think they're gonna surprise some people next year, man. I really
I hope
do.
so. I mean, like, what was their stance in the rankings last year? Like, what was that?
They were not invited to the bubble.
Were they fighting for any spot rank?
They weren't invited to the bubble.
Yeah. So I mean, like, were they like low though? Like, there was like one of the low ones. Wasn't winning shit.
I'll pull up their exact record for
I
you.
don't think it was winning shit at all.
They were we man. But we also didn't see the combination of D'Lo and Cat all basically the whole season because of injuries that kind of overlapped and whatnot. So let me pull up.
I haven't really been paying attention to them like that because they be trash.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that when you say that, maybe they won't be. I don't know. I want to say Timberwolves is always that team every year where I'm like, bro, they got potential to make it in and really make some noise. And then every year they let me down.
The Timberwolves ever. They always been trash. I mean, I never seen them. When's the last time you seen them in the playoffs?
Last time we seen the Timberwolves in the play, I'm trying to think who they had
I
last
might
time.
have been a little boy,
Maybe
bro.
you think Kevin Love got to the playoffs? I don't remember. Minnesota Timberwolves were 14th in the Western Conference, so they were the second to last Western Conference team last season. All right, you know what? Maybe we could just skip this topic. Let's talk about another team that almost made it to the playoffs this year, and they're rumored might be able to get CP3. Phoenix Suns. You think maybe that could be the one to watch? Which one of these young teams, man? What are we thinking?
It's definitely the young team to watch. I see them almost as like the West Coast Brooklyn.
I like
Before
that
they got
comparison.
KD,
Stars.
obviously,
Yeah.
but have a lot of great like young talent. Like the way they got Levert, they got D Book, the way they got Dinwiddie, they got Oubre. You know what I'm saying? They got some people who can get to a bucket. They got Ayton, he's tough. And Ricky Rubio, he's a season point guard at this point. Like he's type valid. And if you throw in CP3 there, I feel like they're one of those teams that's like really one piece away from doing something. The same way CP3 went to Oklahoma City and they did something. They really should have saw us in the playoffs if you think about it.
They should have.
They should have. So you know what I'm saying they got far. And it's with a team that people don't really see as glamorous because of the roster, but they got a lot of talent, young pieces. Oklahoma City's the same way, Phoenix the same way, Brooklyn's the same way. Brooklyn did what they had to do. They got Kyrie and KD, so it's really up to Phoenix to see what they can do with the pieces that play.
I mean, if you want me to be real, and I'm somebody who wants CP3 on the roster, I really do. I just gotta. At the end of the day, I'm not the guy to sit down and figure out the logistics of it all. As far as I'm not a capologist, but
Mm.
at the end of the day, I
You
feel like
know,
at some point, man, you have Devin Booker there, and I'm not saying he's getting older, but he's going to want to start winning, and you're going to lose him if you guys don't start making the effort to win. You can't do this whole tanking thing every year, and I feel like they were starting to get out of that rhythm last year. They started off really hot. I think 5-0, or they were one of the only undefeated teams last season, at least in like the very beginning of the year, and then they ended the season off hot. So they just got to, figure out that consistency, and that comes over time. That comes with veterans.
I don't think they had Aiton for a long period of time during the season too.
Yeah, Aiton had some injuries, but like I said, that comes with veterans, and CP3 could be that veteran. If I'm Suns, at some point, Devin Booker might want out if you don't try winning, and this could be your time to try to win. And whether it's to not maybe snag a 6 seed and try to be that sneaky team, you never know what can happen. And I'm looking forward as much as I am. It's hard now that before, when Lakers were trash and we were just trying to make that 8th seed, I was kind of rooting for some other teams, not necessarily against us, but just, because I wanted to watch good basketball. I didn't want to see the Warriors win every year. I didn't want to see the Heat win every year, things of that nature. So I was kind of hoping for teams to kind of rise, and I think Suns might be that team to look out for. And I'm hoping so, man. I'm hoping so. If they could take out – if they could take out the Nuggets for us in the first round or something like that, I appreciate that.
I mean, I just feel like this year coming up, somebody's gonna flip with the Rockets. It's either gonna be the Spurs, it's either gonna be Phoenix, or it's gonna be the Thunder. But somebody's gonna
So
flip
you
that.
don't think the Rockets will make the playoffs at all?
Um,
Or you
not.
just think
I'm
there's a high chance of them missing?
they're gonna replace them as that potential threat in the West
Mm,
perception. You feel me? Like, I don't
okay.
think Rockets gonna be viewed as that. Somebody's gonna flip that. It might be Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? It might be Phoenix. It might be Spurs. I don't know who's gonna be, but somebody's gonna flip that with the Rockets because
Well,
I think they had that last year going into it, especially with their roster. But I feel like that idea is squashed and they're gonna blow the whole thing up. I see it coming. So you know what I'm saying? They're probably just gonna be thinking realistically.
I feel like that threat is a team that took a year off and they're right back at it. It's the Warriors. And there was rumors early in the week, and we mentioned the Spurs one more time. This is the most burn Spurs are going to get all year. Warriors might be looking at maybe like a LaMarcus Aldridge as, one of our biggest competitors up top, in the skies where nobody else can meet us. Definitely not the Clippers. They couldn't even make it out of the second round, unfortunately. Do you fear possibly a combination of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and LaMarcus Aldridge?
Nah, not one bit. Not gonna hold you.
You're not
Not when they
sold?
take it. Nah, Dre, I'm also because bro, think about it. Like, all right, we have Anthony Davis. That's all I need to say. Because like, what is Lamar? I mess with LaMarcus Aldridge. He's tough, very tough. He's getting older, though he's not the same. And like, what is like? Come on now, we have clamps on him. So I don't really see that really taking him anywhere against us, at least. Maybe against these other little teams, but we got stars and all that. So I don't really see that really affecting us too much. I'm
Man,
really more worried about Steph and Clay. I mean, we have something for that. We have Avery. We have Braun when he wants to.
yeah, we don't really know the other shooting guards we got right now at this point, especially, Danny Green is being, shipped around or whatnot. But
He's packing his stuff right now. He knows what's going
when I saw the report that Warriors might get LaMarcus Aldridge, I was like, all right, I like that a lot, like for the Warriors.
on. Us.
And then you just reminded me, and then I saw your shirt. We have Anthony Davis. I am fully not tripping about a damn thing right now. About a damn thing, bro.
Yeah,
And you know
not at
what?
all.
You know what? Let's get into this real quick, because one thing I am kind of getting tired of, and I don't know if you're peeping what I'm peeping, if your timeline looks the same when you scroll, but I
Yeah,
I
the
I
disrespect, right?
I absolutely hate that, and I think it's the LeBron effect, really. I feel like people just are quick to like downplay LeBron a bit, because
Uh,
he's been dominant for so long. But I feel like people are already they're treating the Brooklyn Nets like they did the Clippers last year. I don't know if you're seeing that.
yeah, I'm seeing it a little
Now,
bit.
now they're calling the best player in the world is returning, and I love KD. He is coming off an Achilles injury. He is
Yeah,
playing with Kyrie Irving,
he's
completely
the
new
best player in the
team.
world, though. You can't front.
You think he's the best player in the world?
Oh yes,
Really? Okay. So,
yes, yes.
so, bro, it's just like to view the Nets as a favorite. I don't know if I can do
In the
that, bro.
East, for sure.
Do you think so? You view them as a favorite right now.
In the East,
You got them
yes,
above the Bucks.
yes,
You got them above the Heat,
yes,
the Sixers,
yes,
the Celtics.
yes, bro. Like confidently,
Oh, people gonna be
especially if they trade Dinwiddie. If they trade Dinwiddie for some heat, bro, because honestly, the roster they have right now is straight. They're getting back a healthy, rested Kevin Durant that's ready, Kyrie Irving who's ready,
Kyrie Irving is.
LeVert who's ready.
I think Kyrie Irving is so overrated.
No,
So
he's not. Stop it.
Kyrie
Stop.
Irving is so over, and I hate to be that like little debate show and contradict, but this is straight from the heart. I truly believe Kyrie Irving is so overrated, man.
Bro, don't do that. Come on, son.
And I think
You
as
was talking
great,
about wait, now because now you just got me tell you're talking about we want Patty Mills, and you're gonna talk about Kyrie Irving is overrated. So you know what I'm saying I'm kind of confused on your talent meter here. We want Patty Mills, but Kyrie Irving is overrated.
so I've been having a mostly love hate, but it has been mostly hate relationship with Kyrie Irving. At one point, I actually wanted us to sign him with the AD combination, and I thought that might have been a great idea.
Of course, it would have.
But I think Kyrie Irving gets too much. I think he's a good player. I think he's a great player. I think he gets too much credit for being a winner, and I really don't think he's a winner. That's what it comes down to for me. I don't think he plays a winning game style.
We seen him do it over Steph and all that. He
Yes,
played way better than Steph that series, and we're gonna downplay Kyrie Irving. All right, it's whatever.
I do not see him as a winning player, and as great as KD is, he has not led a team yet. He didn't lead the Warriors. When
He
he
led
led
the
the
Thunder.
he led the Thunder to what?
He was a kid. When he was a kid, he led the Thunder
To what?
to the finals in the Western Conference. That's
And then
impressive.
what? Yeah. It was definitely impressive. But after that, and then what? And it might have been a Westbrook effect. It might have been a Westbrook effect. I think it was.
I mean, regardless, there was kids going against the stacked up Heat. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to see the Nets before I believe the Nets. That's all I'm saying, man. I feel like,
I want to see it too, and I'm not even gonna say like, all right, I'm confident they're coming out the East, but I have them as favorites, and people don't. I don't think people are saying they have favorites to win it all, because I think we're still viewed as viewed as the favorites because we're the champions. Like we earn that respect. So I don't think we're like really the underdog anymore. If anything, people are looking at Golden State like, they're the one you should be worried about.
and I get the Golden State for sure because they won. I just want people to put a little more respect on the Lakers. That's number one. I feel like we're not getting enough respect right now. Because number one, we ain't the Raptors. Shout out to the Six. I love Drake, but we're not Toronto. We're not Toronto. We're not one of these teams that like won and it was kind of like, oh, okay, well, we're not going to do it again. We will be doing it again, especially if we see a Demar. If we see you just mentioned a name that I completely forgot to put on my docket. I would love a Spencer Dinwiddie. And like I said, he's been trying to get out of Nets for the longest now.
Dinwiddie would be a great pickup. And, like, honestly, I don't know if Rob got a Twitter. I don't know if Rob got his number or something like that, but he is reaching out hard for anybody who wants to listen, who's trying to, you know what I'm saying? Somebody to fill a jersey or something. He's willing to pull up. I don't know what's going on with him in Brooklyn right now, but he's not fucking with it. It might be these drill niggas outside, but he's not fucking with Brooklyn.
You don't think he like Fabio? You think the beef is with Fabio?
Well, I don't know. It might be some bullshit. I don't know what's going on, but you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. If Spencer Dinwiddie got a beef with Fabio, so we're trying to get out. Oh man. Okay. Well, this was one of the last tweets Spencer Dinwiddie put out. So let me know, if you were going into his mental state, exactly like what, if you were him and you put out this tweet, what would you be thinking? So somebody tweeted, a Nets Daily account, verified on Twitter nonetheless. Let's see how many followers we got. Over 30,000 followers, pretty credible. So they tweeted, multiple Western Conference contenders have expressed interest internally in trading for Spencer Dinwiddie. Sources tell SNY. Dinwiddie is from LA. They threw that in there for a reason, and has a home in San Antonio. They're not going to throw that in the article for no reason. So Dinwiddie quotes it, and verbatim, exact words. Which ones? Exclamation point, question mark. Put an address on them. LOL. I want to know, just like everyone else, with the with the emoji that's like crying out for pain.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is the same dude who put together a GoFundMe to go to anybody's favorite team. You know what I'm saying? So it's something going on in Brooklyn that we don't know about. I'm gonna just pray for Spencer and hope that he finds a new home. He's more than welcome in LA. Somebody got to shoot Rob that email that Spencer's over here crying on Twitter. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that plays. He's going somewhere. He's gonna have to, because if he stays in Brooklyn, it's gonna be real awkward.
So you know what? While we're on this, let's get into my final topic of the day, and that's it's gonna be a would you rather, almost like a this or that. What would you rather do? And I'm gonna give you some scenarios, some options, and I'll answer them as well. And I want to know your opinion on, if you're the Lakers, which one would you rather want, as a fan, as a player, as everything else. Would you rather Dinwiddie, and take contracts and all that into mind too, you know what I mean? Long-term, short-term things. Would you rather Spencer Dinwiddie, or would you rather DeMar DeRozan?
That's a good one, because when we brought up Spencer, I was thinking about, like, if it was either or, which one would I rather want? I feel like Spencer might be a more versatile scorer, but it's just how reliable we know DeMar to be.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like I'd want to put more money on him, bro. So I'm just thinking about, if I was betting who's gonna get what in a certain amount of minutes in a game, I'm putting my money on DeMar. So I'm gonna take DeMar.
This is a tough one, because I feel like Dinwiddie, I'm not going to say he could be that young piece, but he's a little younger. He's like DeMar, where he's not the best three-point shooter in the world. And he has like a similar game to DeMar, except he's at mostly a point guard. I'm going to be honest, especially because I think we could keep him for long-term measures. I think it might be Dinwiddie for me. I'm not mad at either or. I think DeMar DeRozan might be the more. What happened?
You don't see him being the Ramon Sessions?
You just compare him to Ramon Sessions?
I'm saying you don't see him being another Ramon Sessions, bro, on the Lakers, for real? Think about it.
Bro, you can't hit me with some trauma like that, okay?
But you don't see it happening, though? I can see it happening, is all I'm saying. On the Lakers, I can see Spencer becoming Ramon Sessions.
I've seen Spencer ball out with Kyrie, who's dropping 30 a game right by his side.
I understand that.
And I also seen Spencer help lead a team to the playoffs when there was no Kyrie. So I don't, and Spencer's comfortable in being that 6-man. I don't know.
Playing in Brooklyn is definitely different than playing in LA.
Yeah, but he's also a Lakers fan. He was a Kobe fan. Kobe was his idol.
Okay.
I love things like that, bro. I want to see him in LA, but same thing.
I should play for the Lakers? I should play for the Lakers then, because
it would be a good story, wouldn't it?
It would be a great story. But guess what? We're getting cooked badly because they hunting me down badly.
I got faith in you, bro. I got faith in you.
It's over.
Oh man, I don't know, man. I think I'm going. Maybe I'm just going for the opposite choice here, just to debate. But I think I'm going Dinwiddie, man. I think I'm just looking more into the long-term factor at the end of the day.
I'm looking for 18. That's what I'm looking for. That's all I care.
And
18.
we're not talking about 18 points. We're talking about another ring. You know what I mean? I need another chip. I need to say 2020, 2021 next time. All right, so let's go into my next one. Would you rather re-sign Rajon Rondo or KCP?
KCP. Swim me KCP. Because, like, Rondo, good looks, but I like, you know what I'm saying? You did good, but, like, it's not something I'm feeling to get back. And I feel like he's demanding a lot more bread than he should be demanding right now. So, you know what I'm saying? He had a good performance. So if he can get his bread, go ahead. But I feel like we can replace Rondo easily. KCP is a solid piece that we're going to need in terms of scoring, especially off the bench. If that's going to be his role, we're going to need that. We can't depend on Rondo for scoring off the bench, especially during the season. And during playoffs, maybe, but who knows if he can repeat that by next year, by next playoff time. So
I'm
KCP.
not, I agree with you for sure. I want to go KCP. Rondo, as appreciative as I am for his performance, he's one of my favorite players of all time, and I'm proud he proved me wrong during the during the postseason. Because after, I hyped Rondo up. I wanted him on the team for so long, back in them Celtics days even. And he just came on the team, and it was like a rocket launcher downhill. He eventually, made up for it and helped us win a championship. But so did KCP. And I feel like KCP, at the end of the day, I feel like next year we're going to need shooters. And KCP proved to me, might go through some slumps, but he is a shooter. And we stuck with KCP for this long already. Let's keep him for a little more. All right, so this is an interesting one. Would you rather, and I think I might have asked you this last time. Hopefully I didn't. Would you rather, in free agency, give our mid-level exception to Ibaka or Gallinari?
Damn. It hurts to say, but I think I'm gonna go with Ibaka. For the only reason is that because I love Gallo and I love what he could bring to this team, but I feel like Ibaka is more true to our core in terms of defense, in terms of shooting, in terms of just big man presence. That's like the Lakers basketball that pretty much got us successful throughout the season last year. So we had JaVale in the paint, Dwight in the paint, AD in the paint. If one of those guys drop off, replacing that with Gallo is like, I'm saying there's going to be a void missing. Replacing that with Ibaka, it's more of an improvement to that. You know what I'm saying? So
I think that last statement is probably the main reason why I'm saying Ibaka as well. I feel like he is – I'm not going to say he is like a JaVale McGee, but he can bring – because I think Ibaka's a way better defender than JaVale McGee. He's JaVale McGee on steroids as far as he can play defense. He can still play defense, and he can kind of be that – I'm not going to say dominant force in the paint. Sometimes JaVale McGee can play a little bully because – we had Anthony Davis there too, so it was kind of like you're going to get hit with one of these towers. But I feel like Ibaka, in a sense, can still do that while stretching the floor, and I think that's what we're going to need next year to kind of switch up our game plan just a bit. As much as that Twin Towers thing kind of worked out, when it came down to the playoffs, what really worked out was stretching the floor just a little bit. And I feel like Ibaka would be perfect both on the defense end. He fits our model, and he can really extend our model that we already built last year due to him being able to shoot threes, make 2 a game, possibly go off and make 3 one night. Like, these are some solid numbers. Gallo, I love him, but I don't even see how he can be in the starting lineup sometimes. Can he be your starting 3? He might be only limited to 4 at this point because of how slow he is.
Yeah, I don't really see him being a 3 at all. It would have to be a 4.
That's where I kind of get iffy with Gallo. I'm interested in it for sure, but I think I'm leaning more towards Serge Ibaka.
Is definitely tough, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I mean, he can replace what Kuzma did in a sense. So
that's what I'm saying. That would be. He would
that's
definitely do it better than Kuzma.
Yeah. Yeah, that gets interesting. All right, so
I would definitely think about
let's go into these trade options one more time because I want to try to get something out of you. Would you rather DeMar DeRozan, or, and I know you're high on this guy, Dennis Schroeder.
Uh, uh, Damn, I gotta think about that one. That's I'm just gonna have to, bro, cause bro, honestly, you ever seen that SpongeBob meme where he had the over-reliable John?
Is that the flute or the clarinet?
I think it was either clarinet or it's like a I think the jellyfish net or something like that.
Oh, it might have been the jellyfish net.
I just feel like DeMar DeRozan he's over reliable, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost really no downside. So, Dennis is like, it's a great pickup, but then there's still a little bit of risk factor. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. Because he's a great player, and it's like, there's almost no downside, but it's like, could be a liability somewhere defensively, could be, I don't know. This could possibility cannot work, right? But with DeMar DeRozan, it's like, what are you really losing in that situation?
Yeah, I hear that for sure, man. I think, like you said, DeMar DeRozan is just – there's no question mark next to his name.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a little bit more of a question mark with Dennis Schroeder, especially like – yes, he can be that six. I don't know, man. I like Dennis Schroeder a lot.
I love Dennis Schroeder, bro. That's a hypothetical, bro. I'm saying either or. I would love to have them both, honestly.
At the end of the day, I think I got to go with the guy who I can trust the most, and that guy is going to be DeMar DeRozan. But this is where the question comes up now, where I wanted to get to. So does this make DeMar DeRozan the best possible trade asset on the market if you're a Lakers fan?
I still want to say Zach LaVine is probably the best.
I just don't think he's an option. I don't think he's on the plate, really.
He might be, and then Dinwiddie's there too. I think they're like probably the top three possibilities. Dinwiddie, CP3 maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I thought about the CP. It's just giving up so much, kind of gets to you sometimes, and that it's a lot of good options on the plate, man.
Yeah, for real. That's what I'm saying. Like, I trust Rob to make whatever decision we make, but I still feel like we're gonna come out winners as long as we ship out what we need to ship out.
Yeah, and I'm on this.
It's gonna be improvements regardless.
That's exactly where I stand, man. There's a lot on the plate, but hey, man, I'm ready to eat. Thanksgiving coming up soon. A full plate is a good plate. You know what I mean? So it's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get real. They haven't, I don't think, officially announced when trades can be done. But they did say possibly a few days before the draft. The draft is next Wednesday, I believe. Yes, next Wednesday. We're recording on Thursday. The clock's about to hit in 17 minutes. We might see trades by the time we're recording our next episode, man.
That's facts.
And it might get interesting. Do you think – what happened?
It definitely will get interesting. It's already interesting right now.
If you were to make a wild guess, I think Westbrook was definitely the curveball. It was definitely the one that we might have not predicted. If you were to take a wild guess, who do you see? I'm not going to say being traded first as far as a player, but what team you think is going to be the first team to make a big trade? Do you think Westbrook is going to be the first big guy out? Or do you possibly see somebody else sliding in and doing the first big trade?
Keep an eye out for this name, Andrew Wiggins.
I was going to say the Warriors are probably going to be the first to do it.
Andrew Wiggins might have to move out somewhere. And I love him on the Warriors too. I hope they don't do that because I feel like it makes sense for him to be there. But who knows what type of mentality they're in terms of building their roster. So I don't know. But they might just move him around just to get some pieces that they need. I think he belongs there. We'll see. But that would be a big trade for me, I would say.
Yeah. I think Warriors are going to make that trade, man. I don't know what it's going to be.
I don't know what it's going to be. It might be a pick and Wiggins.
You don't think they should? You don't think they should keep their pick at all?
I think they should get LaMelo Ball. And if you get LaMelo Ball, then you could trade Wiggins. Because I feel like Melo makes more sense than Wiggins, but then Wiggins can get you something else that you need.
Yeah, Melo is. I be forgetting how big Melo is. What did his height? What did his
Another KD, bro. That's what I'm saying. You just pretty
what
much getting another young KD.
what did his height fly up to? It flew up to
Oh,
something
he like
crazy.
he like 6, what, like 7?
I want to
You gonna be
say
like 6'9", bro.
he might be 6'9" at this point. He's 6'8",
Yeah, he's gonna be like 6'9", bro, by the time you get in the league.
so
So
he might be able to play the three in a sense, especially on that. Oh man, I don't know. I want to. I honestly think
Clay could play the 3, bro.
part of me
Clay,
wants me to keep their pick because like, and I'm just an NBA fan in general. If I'm that franchise, you know what I mean? Not only I think alone with Curry and Thompson, you have a opportunity to compete now, unless, Lakers do something crazy that just solidifies the field, which I do think, man, and I sent the text to you earlier. If we have a starting lineup, and I don't know if it's feasible, LeBron James, Avery Bradley, DeMar DeRozan, Anthony Davis, Serge Ibaka, it's over. It's over. That's it.
yeah, it's over.
Pack it up.
That
Pack
was
up.
so that was so over.
Yeah, that's 18, bro. That is 18 in the tuck. Put it away. Pack
Yeah.
it up just like Kyle Kuzma's bags. Pack it up just like Danny Green's bags. Put another one on them, man.
Facts.
But unless, something major like that happens, I think Warriors could be in a position not only to win right now, but also, have their future bright as hell. I like the Eric Pascals in the world, the Jordan Pooles, LaMelo Balls, you know what I
What's that
mean?
young guy? What's the big man they got?
Eric Pascal. Oh, you talking about Marquise Chris?
Marquise Chris, yeah.
That they freaking got for free. I don't know how Suns let him fly off, and he went into the G League for some time. Marquise Chris is nice. Always have some faith in him. I played with him in 2K one time when it was his rookie year, and he was like not shit. And I was like, bro, Bull got some game. He was doing some things I never seen before. But all right, so I think that's just about everything on my docket. Besides the fact, and this one is a freestyle. We're talking about the Warriors, competition, Nets competition, Celtics, Bucks. I mentioned all these teams. The Heat maybe could do something. Giannis coming soon. Is there anything the Clippers could do to make themselves better? Should they go for a Russell Westbrook, a CP3, Drew Holiday, perhaps?
I think if they was the ones to get DeMar, like they always do with us, bro, it's like trying to just steal the people we be looking at. I feel like that would make them better, but that's not gonna make them better for us though, cause like DeMar, his best chance is joining our team. We can stop him. You know what I'm saying? That's not really a problem for us, but if he's a part of us, then he's only gonna make us better, and it's gonna give him a chance to win. Going to the Clippers is gonna make them better against other teams, probably, but against us, not necessarily. Now, what can the Clippers do to be better than us? They're gonna have to ship out PG somehow and get some real pieces that work with Kawhi. What works with Kawhi? He had a guy like Kyle Lowry. He had a guy like Ibaka. He had a guy like Fred VanVleet. He had a guy like Siakam. So PG, Pat Bev, Lou Will don't really sound right. I like Harrell. Keep Harrell. Keep Kawhi. Get you a real gritty point guard. Not you know what I'm saying? Not
And that could be where we slide and we see Drew Holiday. But the funny thing is, we were hearing it so much. What do the Lakers have to get Anthony Davis? What do the Lakers have to get this? They're still saying it now. What do the Lakers have? The funny thing is, what do the Clippers have? You don't have picks. Your best young player is Landry Shamet. You got an aging Lou Will. Montrezl Harrell's a free agent. Marcus Morris is a free agent. Pat Bev ain't going to get the job done. Ivica Zubac, okay, sure, I guess, maybe in some world. He's a decent asset. Am I running out of fingers here? I just named 7 players.
Well, that's why I said you gotta use Paul George.
So I can't see them. I think Drew Holiday would be a perfect fit for the Clippers, but I don't see the Pelicans wanting Patrick Beverley and Landry Shamet to complete their franchise. You know what I mean? So it's going to get –
Paul George?
Oh, would they want Paul? Any team in theory would want Paul George, but I don't think – you're not going to trade –
hold on to him, the Clippers. They're going to hold on to him?
Oh, is that the question you're asking? Okay. I say they try this out for one more year, but I don't think it's gonna
Yeah, I
get
think
any
so
better.
too. I think so too. But then not much is going to change for them.
It's gonna get
So that means it's
interesting,
going to be
man.
the same old result.
It's scary hours for the Los Angeles Clippers. Y'all just not built.
Always been. I just hyped them up last year.
Don't say yeah. You know who it is. You know who it be.
He'll be alive right now if you niggas ain't gas him up. Right.
Oh man, and that's
Fair point.
facts. That's facts. And when it comes down to it, bro, I really want people to look out for Montrezl Harrell because he might be out of there. He might be out of there, and if he could go to it, I don't know. I think he probably just gonna get paid at this point. I don't think he really care about winning.
Yeah, I don't think he cares either. He don't
I
give a
think
fuck.
I think he gone. With that being said, bro.
I can.
With that being said, do you got anything newsworthy you think on your list, in top of your mind?
It's been type like 70s in Philadelphia in November, so I just wanted to put that out there. You know what I'm saying? Stable.
Okay. Some
Yeah.
interesting last words. Maybe that's the Sixers, recruitment, trying to tell them that Pennsylvania is not that cold. So maybe come over here, Russell Westbrook. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, honestly, that might not be a bad spot for him.
I've seen that, but that's Daryl Morey. I don't know how that's going to work out again.
Oh.
Yeah. So, man, I
Yeah,
can't wait. Bro, the season is going to start in how many days we got, bro? We got 40 days until the season starts. Count it down, man. Count it down. I want to just end it off. I usually have a nice thing to say at the end, some fly something. I got one more would you rather. Would you rather trade Danny Green or Danny Green?
I'll take Daniel Green for 300, Alex.
R.I.P. Alex Trebek. And with that, I think we're just about done here. If I don't see ya.
Keep y'all noties on.
Facts. That's a fact.
It's time. It's
If I don't
ring time.
see ya, have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Thank you for another episode.
Karma gon' come. Hope I'm ready when she do. All the good that way too young. Hope I ain't good enough for you. If I ever get caught up, hope it ain't shit left I could prove. Cause I'm only 21, ain't got shit left I could